Most RAG systems don't fail because of the model. They fail because of one boring underestimate step: chunking. You can have the best vector database, you can have the best embedding model, but if your chunks are bad, your AI will still give bad answers. In this video, I'll explain what chunking really is, why it matters more than people think, and how to do it correctly for real systems. No math, no hype, just engineering. Let's start simple. Chunking means breaking large documents into smaller, meaningful pieces before storing them in a vector database. These chunks are what get converted into vectors. The model never sees the full document, it only sees the chunk that you retrieve. So, chunking decides what the AI is allowed to know. Here's the key chain to remember: chunks, vectors, retrieval, and then answers. If your chunks are wrong, everything downstream is wrong. The vector database doesn't fix bad chunks, it faithfully retrieves them, and the model will confidently answer using whatever you give it, even if that information is incomplete or misleading. Chunks too small? If chunks are too small, you lose context. Important details are split, answers feel incomplete. Let's take an example. A refund policy split into 5 tiny sentences loses the full rule. Chunks too large? If the chunks are too large, multiple topics get mixed, vectors becomes blurry, retrieval becomes noisy. The system retrieves something but not the right thing. The goal is to not small chunk or large chunks. The goal is one chunk equals to one coherent idea. A chunk should answer one question well. There's no perfect chunk size, but there are good starting points. For most documents, 300 to 700 token works well. Paragraphs, not pages. Avoid cutting mid sentences. Start simple. Measure retrieval quality. Adjust. This is AI engineering, not magic. Overlap exists to avoid boundary problems. Important information often sits at the edge of the chunk. Overlap lets context flow across chunks. If I'll give you some practical advice, a small overlap, 10 to 20%, is usually enough. More overlap increases cost. Less overlap risks losing meaning. Let's start with structural chunking. Split by headings, sections, bullet points. Works well for documentations, manuals, policies. Semantic chunking. Split by meaning, not layout. Example: one paragraph, one concept. Works well for FAQs, tickets, unstructured text. In production systems, most teams use a hybrid approach: structure first, meaning second. Chunk is not just text, metadata matters. Document source, section title, access permissions, last update time. Metadata allows filtering before retrieval, security enforcement, better ranking. Ignore metadata, and your rack system will struggle at scale. Here are mistakes I see all the time: chunking purely by token count, mixing multiple topics in one chunk, ignoring document structure, no overlap at all, and no metadata. These mistakes don't crash systems, they silently degrade them. That's worse. Chunking is not pre processing, chunking is knowledge design. You are deciding how knowledge is represented, retrieved, and reasoned over. RAG systems don't fail because models hallucinate. They fail because the system didn't retrieve the right context. And retrieval quality starts with chunking. If you remember one thing from this video, remember this. Good chunks create good vectors. Good vectors enable good retrieval. Good retrieval produces trustworthy AI. Chunking is not optional, it is the foundation. In the next video, we'll talk about embedding models, how to choose them, and what actually matters and what doesn't. Because one chunking is right, embeddings design the final quality. Thanks for watching.